Good morning. I'm Corrina Sullivan. Amidst a partisan impeachment process, the House has approved a new U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. The deal was met with bipartisan support. It's a win for Trump as it fulfills his pledge to revise the trade agreement. It's also a win for Democrats who strengthened environmental protection and labor standards via the bill. 2 people are presumed dead after a violent explosion shook southern Philadelphia last night. Authorities first responded to the scene after they received multiple calls about a house explosion and the smell of gas. Officials are investigating the source of the explosion but believe a possible gas leak may be the cause. Officials believe a homeless Mississippi man committed a crime so he could spend the night in jail away from the cold. Adams County Sheriff Travis Patton says that greater resources are required to address the area's homeless population. Those stories and more on Newsmax.com. Good morning. I'm Corrina Sullivan. Here are some of the top stories we are following right now. Evangelical magazine Christianity Today is calling for President Trump's removal from office. The president responded by tweeting that, quote, "No president has done more for the evangelical community." 3 top executives of French Telecom convicted of 35 suicides that took place during the mid-2000s when the company was shedding thousands of jobs. The landmark ruling is the first time a company has been held responsible for this type of crime. The executives were found guilty of creating an atmosphere of fear that led directly to the suicides. A momentous step in the privatized space race may be turning into a tumble. Boeing's unmanned Starliner launched this morning to wide celebration, but the capsule has failed to make it to the International Space Station. Those stories and more at Newsmax.com. Good morning. I'm Corrina Sullivan. Top Democrats have renewed calls for witnesses at the Senate's impeachment trial. The renewed effort comes after newly surfaced emails reveal the White House explicitly asked top officials to remain quiet about Trump-Ukraine. In a critical moment for Boeing, the Starliner spacecraft returned safely to Earth but failed to complete its journey as planned. Due to an internal clock failure, the spacecraft came just shy of reaching its primary destination, the International Space Station. Major storms on both coasts may impede your holiday plans. Heavy rain and flooding is expected in Southern California with snow in the mountains. In the southeast, beware of flooding and heavy winds. Elsewhere in the northeast, temperatures are up. New York to Chicago can expect spring-like temperatures up to 50 degrees. Those stories and much more at Newsmax.com.
Of course, knowing the markets, that can always change. Now for a check on some other stories making headlines, Corrina Sullivan is live in the Newsmax headquarters in Florida with the latest. Corrina, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you, Bob. Hello, everyone. Here's what's happening right now. Senate Judiciary Chairman Lindsey Graham says he wants to call in every person involved in the abusive FISA process against former Trump campaign aide Carter Page.
Comey said last week he was sorry. It was sloppy. No, Comey, it wasn't sloppy. It was criminal. I'm going to call every person who signed the warrant application. I'm going to find out why Brennan went to Harry Reid in September of 2016 to talk about the investigation. I'm going to find out why it took 2 years for Mueller to realize there was no there.
Former National Security Advisor John Bolton slamming President Trump over North Korea. Bolton told Axios that Trump does not really know how to stop North Korea from developing nuclear weapons. Bolton's comments come amid reports North Korea is developing a new test launch site. The Trump administration is reportedly monitoring the situation. Heavy rain and flooding is expected in Southern California with snow in the mountains. In the southeast, beware of flooding and heavy winds. Elsewhere in the northeast, temperatures are up. New York to Chicago can expect spring-like temperatures up to 50 degrees. Major storms on both coasts may impede your holiday plans. Those are your headlines for this Monday morning. I'm Corrina Sullivan. And as always, Bob, you can find more on those stories at Newsmax.com.
Corrina, thank you very much. Now on to
Good morning, I'm Corrina Sullivan. A green chemical ooze appears on a Detroit highway. Police say the chemical is hexavalent chromium, which can cause cancer. The chemical is believed to originate from a business in the Detroit suburbs shuttered for illegally storing hazardous materials. The cleanup is expected to last days. Boeing's CEO resigning over ongoing problems with the 737 MAX. The company announced today that its CEO, Dennis Muilenburg, will step down immediately. The board's chairman, David Calhoun, will officially take over January 13th. The board says a change in leadership is necessary to restore confidence. The unseasonable weather this year hasn't stopped the holiday spirit. Small business owner Michael Esmond of Gulf Breeze, Florida, decided to shell out over $4,000 to help 36 families pay their water and utility bills. More on those stories at Newsmax.com.
In Florida with the latest. Corrina.
I'm Corrina Sullivan. Here are this morning's top stories. Boeing stocks jumped nearly 3% after news that company CEO Dennis Muilenburg was forced to resign. The company struggled in the fallout after two 737 MAX jets crashed due to a safety glitch, killing nearly 350 people. Board Chairman David Calhoun takes over next month. More than 115 million Americans are traveling this holiday season. AAA says that is the highest number since they started keeping track in 2000. 104 million people expected to drive to their destination, so get ready for lots of traffic and keep close tabs on the forecast. Vatican City anticipating more than 15,000 faithful for tonight's Christmas Mass. Pope Francis will give his address in St. Peter's Basilica around 9:30 local time. He will also speak in St. Peter's Square at noon on Christmas. Those stories at Newsmax.com.